Greetings and salutations. I hope everybody is well. It is me, Naya, one half of YPTV, aka Young Paperwork. We're still trying to get our bearings and get a consistent schedule, so I'm sorry with the sporadic kind of drops and whatnot, but we're figuring it out and we're going to have things be consistent very soon. Like the video, subscribe if you enjoy the content as we try to grow here on Rumble and YouTube. And I want to talk about a tweet that I saw on X, Twitter, Zwitter, Twix, whatever it is that we're calling it now. And as Vince had quote tweeted, it's a tale as old as time. And I want to make something clear. Though I'm going to probably mostly speak to the men here for this specific video, I don't think this is not a problem that women don't deal with. And I don't think it's only something that is like a romantic dating, love related issue. But let's read the tweet and talk about it. It's from Internet Hall of Fame. And here's what it says. To the men who randomly stopped texting a girl after you used to talk to her all day, every day, why'd you stop? And the reply was this: I was always the one who was initiating conversations. I stopped initiating the conversations to see if she would, and she never did. So I figured she just didn't care about me, so I should stop trying. And I think a lot of guys, especially, we've all been here. So let's keep it romantic and we'll talk about the familial and more platonic stuff after the fact. But I get it. I've been there myself. I've actually recently had to do something of the sort. And let me tell you guys something. It's a corny line, probably, and you've heard it many times over and over, but it's very true. And I've never thought it was untrue, but it's one of those things. The older I get, the more I truly see it and believe it and feel it, think it, all those things. And that is, do not watch what people say, watch what people do. Actions speak louder than words, is the quote. And if I say I'm gonna take the trash out, oh babe, I want to take the trash out. I want to take the trash out. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I never do it. What do you think I actually care about taking the trash out? It's been 4 months. Every single week, you put out the trash or the recycling or compost, whatever, and I'm not doing it. At some point, you have to stop believing what I'm telling you, no matter how well I crafted in a text or FaceTime or call you. Babe, I promise next time I take it out, you're not doing it. Let's say a girl's like, I like guys who are in tune with their emotions and feminine and cry when they watch The Notebook. And every time you see her with a dude, she's with some buff, macho, emotionally unavailable jock jerk, dude. She likes that type of guy. Fuck what she's saying. You have to look at what she's doing. What are the actions? And you have to respect yourself enough a lot of times to walk away from a situation you really do want to work out. You may really like her. I get that. But I honestly believe as men, you grow stronger when you have that ability to unplug. Now, granted, I do think a lot of people are just like, protect your peace, cut them off. As soon as if they're not useful in your life, you don't need them anymore. And they go a little too far and they're a little bit too quick to cut people off, or even really long established relationships. They don't give it a chance. They don't like think about the person's character or nothing. An 8-year friendship can end because one time you didn't have enough money for dinner. Like I see stuff like that and I'm like, that's very strange to me. You know what I'm saying? If one of my friends can't pay for a meal, I got you. It's good. So yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, I do think you become stronger when you can walk away from this. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, I've had to do this, and there's times where I've done this and it hurt me. Like I really wanted to be with this girl or be with this individual, or like this friendship meant a lot to me, but you are not reciprocating any of the time and effort that I'm investing in order to keep this connection and bond going. And sometimes you have to hit the James Harden step back. It's all you can do. You have to. Because if you don't, you're going to mess up yourself mentally, psychologically, emotionally, all those things, because there's that hope and expectation that you're going to get a reply, you're going to get that reciprocity and all those things. And you're not going to get it. So sometimes I think if you remove it and you don't have the expectations, you're just better. Sometimes it's like if I'm in a relationship and I'm getting silent treatment or like it's hard to communicate or something, and I'm in a relationship, I have the expectation of somebody who's supposed to kind of love, care, check on me. But let's say I just don't have that at all, and I'm just on my own grinding. I don't have that expectation. So if no one checks for me, there's no disappointment, if that makes sense. And again, some people I think are too quick and too cutthroat. I do think you can be on either side of the spectrum. You stay too long or you leave too quickly. But and so I basically think there's a middle ground that makes the most amount of sense, but you have to be able to do it, especially as a guy. Um, I don't really particularly love these terms, but when I say them because I know people understand what I mean. It's like simp, blue pill, cuck, whatever, like those type of terms. I actually do not like simps. I think it's a pathetic thing for a man to be. From this standpoint, I know we've kind of ruined the word, and it's like, oh, I opened the door for my girlfriend, and I'm like, I'm chivalrous or whatever. That doesn't make you a simp. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody as a man. If you completely disregard your wants, your needs, your own respect, and all of those things solely due to the fact that you're lonely or you want some type of companionship, sex, or relationship from a woman, that is like extremely pathetic. I'm not saying you can't try, but if you're like begging and she's obviously through her words and action is not trying to be with you and you're constantly orbiting around her, I think you're a pathetic dude and you should stop doing that. I really mean that. Stop. Again, there's nothing wrong with being affectionate, being having emotions and caring about somebody, but if it's not if that what do they say, if they're not filling your cup as you fill their cup and all that kind of stuff, you got to walk away from it even if it hurts. And it's okay for it to hurt. It's okay. I've been there. I've recently had to cut off 3 people. One of them was something a little bit more romantic. I did want something out of it, but long story short, she rejected it, so I moved on, and then she was kinda like, "Why are you moving on?" And I was like, what are we doing?" I don't like that either. I don't like people who are a little bit possessive and try to keep you on a leash, and you get too far, they try to reel you back in, so just be careful of that. I'm not sure what it is. There's been a bit of a paradigm shift in my life. I mean, I'm sure I'm wrong about this. I'm only speaking anecdotally, but what I see a lot of times is like the girls move how the guys used to move back in my era or my time or whatever when I was a teenager and young adult. I'm 30, if you don't know that of this video. And I would see the guys play girls and have their name in phones as like different stuff to be sneaky and everything like that. And now it's the women that I see doing that, and the guys are the ones who are constantly crying, pathetic, alone, hugging their knees, whatever. I don't say it's pathetic necessarily, but my point is they're the ones who are down in the dumps, and it's very interesting to me to see that switch in a lot of ways because I'm like, I wonder what happened when I really wasn't paying attention to the world. I always admit there was this weird 4 year period where all I kind of did was exist. I went to work, I went to the gym, and I wasn't living. I was just alive. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of zombieing through life, a little bit on autopilot without really realizing. And I remember kind of waking up one day and being like, things are different. Things have changed in many aspects. So, and this stuff can happen with family, siblings, cousins, shoot, parents, whatever, where you're trying to keep a bond and connection going and you can't do it any longer and you have to walk away. I don't think you always have to literally pull the plug and say, I'm not talking to you ever again. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. And sometimes you see what happens. But anyways, I thought this too was important to talk about because again, I think as guys especially, we all understand this feeling of like, okay, well maybe if I don't say anything for a week, she'll be like, I wonder where he's gone. He's gone, and maybe she'll come check on me, and you don't, and it hurts because it's like, no, she doesn't care about you. Don't listen to what she's saying. Listen to look at what she's doing. And again, for women, I'm sure you've been through this stuff with some guys too who promise they're gonna come see you and come take you somewhere or do something, and they always bail, they always flake, they always push it back, always rain check. Stop believing that dude. He's lying. He's lying. He just look up what is he actually doing. Forget what he's saying. But before I keep going and start to ramble, I'm gonna end it here. I thought it was an important tweet. I like to know what you guys think about stuff like this. I'm very interested to see it. I'll be in the comment section taking a gander. And like the video, subscribe. Have yourselves a mighty fine day. I'm gonna be out. Top guy out.